Hello, in this video we're going to make a sprite, and I've decided to make a kind of Crabman type of character. So the first thing I'm going to do is start a new layer, and I'm just going to block out roughly the shape of the Crabman, the kind of proportions I want, and maybe the posture. I do want a kind of posture where he's more kind of forward and back, and then the arms to one side like this. We really see claws. I don't know if he should have a kind of crab head like this or a normal human head, but I think I'll go for a kind of wide-ish crab head and the little eyes here. So that is going to be the starting point, right? So I'm just going to fade that right out and start kind of just drawing out the line work for this. Now I've got reference on my right hand monitor here for crabs, and I really like these arms here because that will work quite well for the silhouette, and the body itself I'll look into that in a second, but I just really want to get these arms in place because they look cool. Let's see, so they really do arc round. And I'm trying to make the decision of when to switch to too horizontal from direct diagonal to start to go into that curve there. Just thinking of that, when the best time to stop is, and when I stop I usually go up one like this. Diagonals are really nice in pixel art, so don't go shy on them. Definitely use those diagonals, they look good. Alright, so that'll be the main head pince, I guess, or whatever you call it, and then the bottom bit looks kind of jagged, so we could use that to some advantage. There's a little bit of a lag. There's a little bit of a lag between clicking and the pixel appearing for me, but it's not too bad. Maybe maybe that's got a little point to it there. Start to bring that into the bit where it sort of separates. I don't want to make that too distinct, so I'll maybe start going a lighter tone here. This is just the outline, and see it follows the pincer for a bit. Kind of my brain's having to work upside down here, but then yeah, we've got this part coming down, kind of like the part of your lower forearm that's got kind of muscle on it on the underside. Okay, and then yeah, we can go up to a kind of tricep shape here. So I've already got a good base under here, so I can really use that and tweak it. And I'm going to go up trapezius, and then this side. So I've got him kind of quarter turn to the right. No idea what I'm going to do for his chest just yet, but once I get the arms in I can try a few things. Let's just go down with that there, and then start to, again I'm going to use the diagonals for a good bit, and then start. So we've got a different kind of angle to this. This is more side on, and this one is more at an angle. So we do get one side overlapping the other a bit more, and I guess there'd be a kind of gap there. As long as the same kind of thing is happening on this side, it won't read too badly. Maybe that's just a little too early. Yeah, a bit more meat to that part. Alright, so chest wise, I'm just going to look at maybe the underside of a crab. Let's see what I've got. Show you what I'm doing here. So I'm looking at crabs. The underside's a bit scary there, isn't it? So not making me hungry whatsoever. I don't really eat fish that often. Don't eat meat that often. There we go. It's got this kind of paneling type thing, so it's like abs, crab, underside. Yeah. Just trying to think what will work in terms of pixels. I don't want it to be too detailed, and I don't want it to be too repetitive either. I'm just going to go for a typical chest actually, right? He's going to be kind of meaty, bodybuilderish, I guess. I'm just going to keep that quite square, and then straight down. Just break it up a little bit. I don't want to just make it one big line. And then, yeah, something like that. Just a suggestion of it at this point. And then his legs. I'm thinking his legs are going to go into like little sort of pincy crab legs like this. You see I'm keeping that perspective right. I'm not drawing it symmetrical. It keeps it interesting, and making this leg a little higher gives that sense of, you know, perspective there. Like you imagine the lines doing this, gives it a sense of perspective. Right, so I can make that even a little thinner. See, that's 3 wide, and this is further back, so I make it 2 wide down the bottom, and that helps it even more. Right, and I just need to marry up the body somehow. Right, that kind of works. Now the head, it's going to be quite difficult. So 2 wide, 1, 2. Let's see, crab head. Okay, some cute looking stuff. Look at this, that's so cute. This is creepy, but it's, oh my god. Yeah, I need typical kind of horizontal. This type of thing with the little eyes kind of works. I'll go with that. But I mean, for me, that's the most recognizable type thing. And this one would be kind of further out, maybe even further up. Both of them further up, like that, might work well. Okay, alright. Don't know how to make that. More like this. Oh. I don't think the eyes work like that. I told you the head would be difficult. Let's see, let's just start to go round. I do want the eyes to be just above the headline there. I don't know why, but it just feels like it should work that way. Just split that up so I can see the eyes a lot better. And does it have a mouth? Does it have a mouth? Well, mouth gives it character. Sad mouth, fish mouth, or happy? Happy. Yeah, happy crab guy. He's not so crabby after all. And then, yeah, I think that kind of works. And these can go like that. Let's give him a little bit of a kind of collarbone just to improve the way that reads there. And the upper arm bicep. Okay. Give him a wee set of trousers. Crabby, where's your trousers? Alright, there we go. So I'm going to move him into a more central position. Get rid of the working. Don't need that. And I'm going to colour him in. Okay, so now we got some colouring in work to do. There's going to be a kind of bright pink tone for the top, so what I like to do is change the outline so that it matches the tones a little bit better of the colours that are going to be underneath or in the inside. So I'm going to take those pixels and simply Control L to adjust, or Control U to hue adjust. Okay, and then I'm going to make a nice bright salmony pink tone and fill in the body. The head can be a bit lighter, and the legs I'm just going to make some kind of dark blue jeans or something. And as you can see, I need to change the outline bit, so I can also just make a darker tone there. Start filling those bits in. Okay, I can take this pink here and make it slightly darker and start using it to create some kind of line weight. So just darker areas just at the edge and let it continue on to the lighter tone, and that gives you a kind of line weight. Okay, just choose your edges wisely so that you get a kind of difference between two different areas, or where there's going to be a little bit of it's hard to describe, I guess, a little bit more density in the shadows. Okay. I'm going to actually use that tone for here so that we keep the number of tones reduced. We still want it to look quite Sprite-ish and old school, so alright, I'm going to use black just to make the eyes pop a little more. And just realised that having these bits white actually makes it look like he's looking at you. That's quite cool. I'm going to make a greyish tone just to help that. And I'm going to use this tone here to make some anti-aliasing, which is just a little block to help make this look more rounded on the inside. Same for the mouth. And maybe the eyes as well. Okay, and then I can use this tone for little highlights. It is a bit bright, but that will do. Okay, and I'm going to assume the light's coming from the right hand side here, so I'll carry on. You see I'm leaving the odd pixel to act as anti-aliasing. And I think, let me just look at the reference again just to make sure. Don't lose focus on how those pincers look. So crab. Yeah, it's got kind of dark pincers and some lighter areas as well. but I still want to make him look kind of human-ish. Right, so we've got our tones here. We can use the black tone for helping to do these bits. It's a shame that I'm painting all this black. Now I'm using that little dither method. I want to create a little bit where it fades. I'll use some of these tones here. That looks quite good, and same for here. Cool. Yeah, I'll just do a little checker effect here. So using the checker effect also works as a kind of half bright area. Like, it's not as bright as this part or shiny, but it also works as making it into something that maybe feels a bit different. If you're limited in colours, then you go for that pattern, or even make a pattern that helps make it look different. Let's give them a little belly button, like that, maybe darker like that. And he needs a little bit of shadow here, so I'll use the checker effect just to make a little shadow, a little bit anti-aliasing here, and let's just make the bottom half of this darker. In fact, I'm going to use this trick again just to break that up a bit, like that. Alright, and if I'm going to use a shadow, I'm going to make the shadow look like this. So that we see through the ground a little bit. Okay, the other pincer needs done now that that's done. So you see I've kept the outline pink here. I wonder what will happen if I take that away. It's not too bad. Right. Same here. It's good, good for your patience training, this type of thing. There's no rush in this process, it's actually quite good fun. Okay, just make a little highlight here. You can see it goes straight to that red pixel. Now to get an in between, I just use a colour and your eye fills in the gap. Okay, a little highlight here at the bottom, and maybe, yeah, something like that. I want to give them little rosy cheeks. It's a bit too girly, that one. Just to make him look a little bit fresh-faced, you know, like a, I don't know, like he's fresh out of water or something. And yeah, I could have used that tone like in other areas, but value-wise, it's not too contrasted, and I don't want to go too many values. I like the contrast between parts, and the fact that I have to use this little checker effect to get more tones adds a bit of texture to it. If you do want an extra tone, press 5 and just go over a bit that you want, and then press 0 and pick it, and that's you got that new tone. But you can see, I'm sure whether to keep it like this, but let's just be really sparring with it, like not too much, just in places. You can see I can use it to help shape this head a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to count the number of tones that have been used. So black's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and white 11. So I guess we're trying to sort of keep the colour palette limited, but yeah, you just use as many as you need, really. Right, trying to just see what that looks like in complete shadow. Yeah, I think that worked a little bit better. Take that grey, and then I can give this bit a little bit of a shine effect. Doesn't always work, and you kind of have to try it, and if it doesn't work, just drop it. Now I've got this blue that I can kind of use next to the grey here. As long as I use it a little bit, it will kind of feel like a little fade out, and like you see where it's used here, I can use a tiny bit of blue there, and it just makes that that black tone a bit brighter. Have to be careful it's not too saturated, but it helps a bit. And then I can make maybe make his eyes blue, and use that grey just to help. Give him little eyebrows that float above. Maybe his eyebrows do this. That way it feels more like the same angle. Like doing that, it feels symmetrical, but doing this makes it look like he's more pointing right. You can even move one further forward and give it more dimension. So if you think of the angle as, God, it's really hard to describe this, but that's front on, right? And then as you look to the right, it's more like that or something. You know, if that was a set of eyes. It's a thing that you have to get your head around, like, is the eyebrow here going to be further forward? Like that, like both of them far forward? Or is it going to be above it here and forward there? Or more like this? And sometimes you have to just draw it to see what you mean. Like, you have to be careful you don't get too close to the edge in case you have to animate this, but I think that's quite cool, keeping them straight, and even just a little edge to them like that. Okay, so that is a little crab guy. I think his forearm here isn't as prominent as it could be, so I'm just gonna quickly patch that up. I always try and look at my drawings when I'm finished them with a slight critical eyes if someone else made it, and go, right, what do I like about this and what do I not like about it. It's okay to be critical about your own work. In fact, it's better because you don't feel so hard done by if someone else is saying it, so you can become the critic for your own work. Now it does feel like this arm is a bit far out, so I'm just going to move it one in, maybe even a couple in. Yeah, that's already better. So I'm going to take away some bits here just to make sure that functions correctly, and then flip it horizontally. Again, the arm feels wrong. I don't know what it is. It feels like it's, yeah, it needs a little bit of finessing. You can see how flipping it really helps to see things that you don't normally see. And to be honest, I feel like rotating this whole wrist. Let's make a copy of it, right? That's the easiest thing to do, is make a copy of it and then make the change. So I'm going to really go dramatic here, and I'm going to keep the arm to some degree to there, right? And I'm not just going to rotate the arm, I'm going to actually redraw it, because that's the way I like to roll. I don't like to just rotate. You get jaggy, horrible pixels, and it's lazy. And the long way is always the best way in my world. It's always a better result you get from putting in the extra time. Right, so this time, just get the silhouette right. So his outer right hand is the bigger one, so I guess this is the bigger one. And then this is the smaller bit, the more jagged looking part. I wish I knew the names for them. I could use the terminology, but I ain't no crab specialist, so. Right, it's fine, but it looks too long, so I will take this and move it up a bit. Maybe close it down a bit there. Right, let's just start to fill it in. Let's take that black tone. Sorry, I have a bit of a croaky morning throat on me, so it's basically riding on a little bed of phlegm as I speak, and I desperately want to sort of cough, but I'm on a roll with the video here, so I don't want to cough. Right, and then let's just bring in that little grey tone there, and maybe a little bit here. Let's use the blue just to keep it dark before it opens up too much. Right, let's flip that. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I don't know really. I don't know what one I like. I'm also going to add this little shine here and there. That often does help things, a little shine. Yeah, let's do the same with this one, a little shine. Even a little nose shine. I don't know if that's too... yeah, it's a bit too dramatic. It's nice, but it just looks too much like a big nose or something. I don't know. I like it, but I think it's less is more sort of case. Okay. It's cute though. I give it that, but I just... on the cheek. Nah. Alright. Cool. So that is basically a little guy. And we can... he's almost like a frame of animation where he's getting ready to, shake your hand with his nice pincers. Looking forward to that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I look forward to seeing your sprites. Feel free to like, subscribe, and even post a link if that's possible. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.